This talk, I wanted to answer these questions. What are we talking about when we're talking about energy? It's a word that we toss around a lot, and it really is multi-faceted. And so we'll take it apart a little bit and see what are we really talking about when we talk about energy in the world, and then what is resonance? What do I mean by that? And how do we establish resonance? How do we make that resonant connection? My sister and I just happened to be born from the same womb. So we established a resonance when our systems began to develop, when we self-organized. We were self-organizing around a resonance that has stayed with us. And I'll talk a little bit about that. And then what is the universal life force? Christine talked a little bit about that this morning, the different names for it. And I'll give you some. How do we tune into this universal life force for the good of others and ourselves? And then how does this resonance that we're tuning into, the universal life force, affect our treatment when we're working with another person? And then how do we maintain what I call therapeutic presence, this beneficial connection for the good of the other person? And all the ones behind the electrons have now been divided. All of those little packets of energy and information working inside our bodies and photons working to transmit information so that the body so that all the cells can know what all the other cells are doing and what's going on, so that they can work toward balance and equilibrium. So subtle energy are energies known because of their effects, but not detectable directly. And then an example is detecting the speed of transmission of a stimulus on an acupuncture point on the bottom of the foot to the brain faster than any neural transmission. And Ashman gives this as an example. I think 0.002 seconds, whereas electrons going along a nerve, they're fast, but they're slower than that. So it's subtle energy is different from the movement. This is really what's behind it all. It's not that that's wrong. It's just that this is what's behind it all. And the human energy systems that we're talking about include the ones that I talked about before, and then the biofield. Now, the biofield is this electromagnetic field surrounding the body, and it surrounds and permeates the whole system. So this is a two-dimensional picture. It's not accurate. And I'll show you in a minute what I mean. And this biofield may and probably does hold and transmit information from all of the cells, and everything that's going on here is understood and transmitted. It's also called the 0 point field. Back here, it's out here. It's filled, packed with energy. If we thought the energy that was released in the atomic bomb was a lot, the universal life force is the Akashic field. It's the energy of the cosmos that surrounds us and fuels all the energies. And so it is the energy that fuels the sun, and it fuels what keeps the planets orbiting in their orbits, what keeps our solar system rotating and moving at hundreds of miles per second through the universe. It is a force that more look at energy inside of us. And that's a way that energy works, subtle energy works within us, within the fascia, to sustain life. And it's called biotensegrity. And let me talk just a little bit about it. Fascia provides the architecture of a dynamic energy field that infuses living structures. All living structures have this fascial architecture. And because they have this architecture, it allows energy to flow through it such that life then is supported. excuse me, the foundation of life and cellular function is within this biotensegral energy within the fascia. Our therapy is really what I want to focus on. And this is an article that's in your references called Effect of Continuous Touch, which is what Reiki would be, continuous touch, on brain functional connection is modified by the operator's tactile intention. What is the Reiki therapist paying attention to?